Record. Okay, so welcome everybody. It is Sunday night and it's November 2nd. So we have two amazing leaders on the team that are going to talk to us tonight, Teri and Nadine. And Nadine is going to talk about rank and volume, and especially for new coaches, this will be great information. But even if you are not brand spanking new, it's always good to do this stuff because there really is a learning curve to how network marketing works, and particularly how it works with Beachbody. I know it took me probably a few months to get any kind of real handle on it, so even I like to review and hear it again. And then Teri's going to share with us about Success Club, and she was a rock star last month with 22 SC points, and she's just, I think a lot of us like to hear sometimes how you get that many SC points, and even just kind of the breakdown of where that comes from, because I think before you get up in those high numbers, you kind of think of it as sort of a mystery, and sometimes it's just helpful to hear where all of the people might come from and how you can reach out to different contacts and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of the plan for tonight. And then just for everybody, we're kind of opening up these. This is kind of an extension of our Coach Basics calls, which we've been doing on Sunday nights for everybody that's a brand new coach. But we're going to open up the next one to the whole team again as well, because next week we're going to talk about Shakeology, and it's really the backbone of our business, getting the amazing product out to people, but then having people understand the value of it, including ourselves, and why it's worth continuing to drink every day, even after your program maybe has ended. So even if you've done a 21-day or 60-day or 90-day program or whatever, why Shakeology is so valuable, and why we all drink it and love it. So that'll be the call next Sunday. It'll be the same time, and Nadine and Teri are going to lead that one as well. I'm actually not going to be able to get on that call, but they will lead you, and it will be fabulous because there's so much great information out there about Shakeology. And then maybe at the end of this call, we'll talk a little bit more about, I just posted some potential new groups for coaches, and maybe at the end of this call, we can talk more about those and get some feedback from you guys if that seems like the direction we want to go, or if you all have other ideas for those kinds of things. But anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Teri and Nadine, and thanks everybody for getting on the call tonight. I'm going to mute here.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I think I'm starting, right, Nadine? We decided on that. I'm Teri. Some of you I have not seen face-to-face, but I'm seeing you now, and I've seen you in a lot of groups, so it's nice to see you virtually a little closer today. Okay, I'm going to be talking about inviting and SC points tonight, and I guess I don't think I have any magic formula really, and I don't have like a magic answer, but I think what I want to do is just kind of talk to you a little bit about how maybe it sort of led to what this last month and months previous to this, the things that I've been doing, which I know many of us who've been in it for a few months or almost a year, a little over a year now, I know Kathleen is getting close to 2 years. I think we've all been doing this, so it's something that takes time, but persistence is key. So I'll tell you a little bit about how I kind of got started and how I started inviting, give you some examples and things like that, and then if you need a shout out or ask questions, go for it. So I became a challenger right around this time last year, almost the exact same time. Kathleen was my coach, and I had started a challenge group with her and a bunch of women who were awesome. I signed on as a discount coach reluctantly, but Kathleen sort of gave me the heads up in if I bought my program, I got this Shakeology, and I wasn't really too keen on drinking Shakeology and spending the money on it, but she said I could get this discount, and if I invited 2 or 3 friends, my Shakeology would be paid for, and so would my program. So I was like, okay, I think I can do that. And I did. I invited 3 people with me and brought them into the challenge. And, when I got my check a couple weeks later, I was like, whoa, this is cool. Okay. so I went through the challenge, had an awesome experience in my challenge group. And I don't know if you saw the post, but Kathleen and even Sarah, she kind of reposted about it this week, and we're trying to get the old gang back together because I don't know, there was just something about that group. It was my first experience ever with a challenge. So I loved it. I saw results. I lost 8 pounds, which may not seem like a lot, but I was having a lot of trouble even losing 1 pound. So it was big for me. I gained muscle. I felt good. I was energized. I loved Shakeology. I was really clueless about clean eating, but I learned a ton about clean eating, learned how to prioritize meal planning, and I got to kind of spend time with my husband who did it along with me. So it was great. So Kathleen informed me that, so I got SC5 that first month, and I had no idea what SC was. You know, she was telling me, oh, great, you got SC5. And I was like, okay, I don't know what that means. And she's like, well, if you can get SC5 next month and the month after that, you can go to this cool event for free at Summit. You get your ticket paid for. And again, I was like, okay. You know, I wasn't really thinking about that, but she was hosting another challenge group the following month. And she said to me, you know, if you have a couple friends who you think might be interested, you know, you could invite them. I will lead the group and you can just kind of be a part of it and comment, whatever. And again, she wasn't like pressuring me to coach, and I kind of thought it was fun. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. And so for me, it was easy to invite a couple of my friends because I was just sort of sharing the experience that I was going through that I loved. And I never really felt like I was being a salesperson. I just would tell them what I was doing. And I said, this is great, join me. And I think you'll love it. And so again, I think I just maybe had 3 people who joined. So that was SC6. And to me, that was easy the first 2 months. They sort of say this business is a business of building relationships, and it definitely is. And as I've gotten a little bit further into it, I'm realizing that more and more. So when I first started, I started to invite, simply, I made a list, you know, like we go through and Coach Basics, list everybody you know. I did that. And most of those people were the first people that came to my mind, my friends, my family, you know, those types of people. And at first, you know, I just started inviting them. I mean, I would message them, I would talk to them. I did go through all those reservations of feeling, you know, I didn't want to be salesy. And again, when people say that, sometimes I'm just like, I think it, you know, it's an excuse to, you know, kind of hold yourself back from it. And it really, I am not a salesperson at all. I mean, I was a first grade teacher. Now I run a small family daycare out of my home along with coaching Beachbody. So that is so far from me. And I never really felt like I was being salesy when I would invite people. I was just simply sharing my experience and asking them to join me. I just wanted to try to like extend the opportunities to them, which is what, you know, I hoped I was doing correctly. And yes, I worried about rejection, as I know some of you do. You know, what if they say no? What if they think I'm a weirdo? You know, what kind of job is this? Whatever. And that did tug on me a bit. But I've learned to really not take it personally at all. Because I can tell you, most of those people, it's not that they ever said like, no, this sounds ridiculous. It was always one of those excuses. You know, I don't have time. It's a busy time right now. Some people were injured or, you know, pregnant, which I didn't know, things like that. And I can tell you now, all of those people, almost all of them, I guess I don't have the numbers in front of me, have come around and either have joined a challenge or have interest in it or have approached me with interest. So a no is definitely not a no forever. And I would always keep those because, you know, I was taught never let a no just go away. I would ask them to join the No group that we have through Inspiration Nation. Or I would just keep them on my list. And, if they told me like, no, T25 is not for me, PIO came out, I would invite them to PIO because I was like, maybe, yoga, Pilates is your thing. So that's what I started to just invite family and friends. And then I started to build relationships with people that I wasn't as close to, people that maybe from high school or, elementary school friends, friends of like my brother, whatever. I started to make my list a little bit longer. And, I would friend people on Facebook or, send an email or a text message to somebody and not even really thinking like, oh, this is going to be a great person to join my challenge. I was just trying to like open up my network a little bit more to just almost share with people what I was doing when I decided that I really wanted to do this, as a job. So I did do a couple things to help facilitate all of that. I made a like page, and I remember sharing my transformation story online, which was the scariest thing I've ever done. And little things, there was more interest and people knew what I was doing. And, they continually, I would get like random people that I haven't talked to in a while, just, send me a message and, ask me what I'm doing and what is this challenge you're doing? And, how did you lose the weight? And so things developed a little bit more that way. And it wasn't all inviting. Some things just sort of popped up. But every month I did try to invite people, and I don't really want to say a number. I can't even think. I would say I wasn't a person who invited 2 people every day. I just can't do that. I'm more of like, I'll invite 10 people over the weekend. And so that was my strategy. And then I just keep adding to my list. For example, I think in the 7-day quick start, there is a page in it that has memory joggers, which I thought was a little bit silly. But when you look at those things and you realize how many people you are connected with, random people, like the mailman the other day, this was like a month ago, he noticed that a lot of our neighbors, because I've invited all of them to challenge groups, we're getting Shakeology. So I was outside and he stopped me and he asked me, what is this Shakeology that everybody in your neighborhood is getting? What's it about? So I talked to him about it and he wanted a sample. I gave him a sample. Now I haven't heard from him yet, but random things like that. A couple in September, I'm from Wisconsin and I went back to Wisconsin for an event and ended up reconnecting with some. They weren't really my high school friends, but they were teammates of mine who were a year younger than I was, in my brother's age. And, we had a great time. It was a great weekend. A couple of them friended me on Facebook that I wasn't friends with. And they were on my list this last month to invite to a challenge. And I invited 3 and 3 of them joined. So, but they were people I wasn't really thinking of originally. So I keep getting these little joggers that come to my mind, like friends of my mom, just random things. And I'm sure you might have, lists going, or you may even, come up with some people that you don't necessarily talk to as much now, but as relationships develop, those things may change. I wanted to do real quick, and some people asked me, like what my invitations looked like. So I do want to share with you, this month I had 22 SC points, and I actually had to give, not had to, but I needed to give 4 SC points to my husband because I'm trying to build him, or we are trying to build him to diamond. So I was kind of bummed that I had to do that. But I'm going to tell you kind of 3 main things, I guess, that I could pull from this month that helped me get such a high number. And again, I am no expert at all. I'm learning like you all are, but if anything comes out of this and you get something out of it, then awesome. Okay, so this, and again, these things work for me. They may not necessarily be, work for you, but who knows, maybe they will. So the first thing I have is I wrote hard work. It's not easy. It wasn't easy this last month. I did work my butt off. It wasn't by chance. My work time is basically, there's like maybe a half hour in the morning. I run a family daycare out of my home, so kids are here from 7 o'clock until sometimes 4:30 every day. I don't really get anything done during the day. Every once in a while, like if everybody's down for a nap at the same time, I might have an hour, but I don't bank on that work. At night, I usually work from like 9 when the kids go to bed, and sometimes it's till midnight or later, depending. This last month, it was pretty late. Most of the time that I'm working, though, I try to keep it focused. This month, I invited like a crazy person, and I did some things to sort of help set up the month for invitations, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. Before the month, beginning of every month, I send out a newsletter to my current customers, telling them what my challenge groups are, and as well as asking them if they have anybody that they would invite to feel free, whatever. So I did that. My team started a free group, which we try to do a free group every month. And I know there was a call on that last week in the Coach Basics group and the importance of those. So we held a free group this last month. It was the 5K running, walking group. And we had to go 3 weeks, and it ended right before our bigger challenge group at the end of the month. So we did that with the hopes of sort of getting some of those customers who were in the free group to commit to maybe one of our challenge groups. And then I invited so this kind of goes to point number 2. Another thing that helps this month was the Fall Classic, and not necessarily the the prizes and everything that Beachbody sort of promotes, because I wasn't really motivated by the prizes. Although my partner, she would definitely say she was motivated by the prizes, which is fine, to each their own. But I did find extreme value in a couple things that go along with the Fall Classic. Number 1, Kathleen kind of put together a group where she asked all of us to put our goals on paper, which I do for myself, but not as specific as she was asking. So I kind of liked it because I never really did that. So she had us, specifically write how many people we were going to invite this month, what our SC goal was, what our rank goals were, some social media goals, things like that. And not only was it good for me to post that, but it was also neat to see what other people, what their goals were for the month. And it kind of pushed me to maybe up my goals a little bit more. So I believe I said that I wanted to invite 100 people. I think my SC, I wanted 20, which to me, that was really high. If I get SC 10, I'm happy. I've always had SC 5, but above that, sometimes it is a challenge. It is. And so that whole thing with being able to, find my goals and try to reach those, that was important. Number 2, having an accountability partner, which I've never had before, aside from like our team, which I love, and with each of us motivating, it's great. I do think there's something to be said for having a partner just kind of push you a little bit and keep tabs on you. I had a partner, and it just kind of happened by chance, who she's not on our team, actually. She's in our upline. Her coach is Alyssa. Okay, I didn't see your little post. And Karen is her name, Karen Buggy. And I actually asked her to come on the call tonight because she ended up getting, I think, SC 28, maybe 29. I don't know. I can't remember, but she did really well. And she always actually has a very high SC number. So I was kind of happy to be her partner. But again, I was like, dang, how am I going to keep up with her? Like, I didn't want to be a failure. And I found myself, I'm a pretty competitive person as it is, but I found myself being even more competitive. Like on October 1st, she like dinged in and said, oh, I'm at a C4. I was like, what? It's the first of the month. How do you have a C4 already? So I was like, okay, game on. We're going. So this month, and she definitely pushed me. She had questions about, left and right legs and things like that. And I was trying to help her. I was curious about how in the world she keeps getting all these SC points. So she was kind of giving me some of her tips, which one day she will get on and help us with all of that as well. She works full-time Beachbody. I work part-time Beachbody right now. And so, with both of us together doing things, I felt like we were a good team. We definitely helped push each other. We would message each other, I think, almost every day. And she would help me with things I was struggling with, and the same with her. And it definitely helped up until the end. She really wanted to get to SC 50 together. And she was like pushing me, and she ended up before midnight having one of her husband's friends who he had just talked to that day bought a 21-day fixed challenge pack. I was like, how do you do that? I mean, so you never know. So the fall classic was definitely a big thing. Second or third, and Kathleen, will you raise your hand when I need to start slowing down and stopping, because I'll try to wrap up. I'm not exactly sure the time frame, but you just let me know, because I don't want to take anything away from Nadine. I'm getting close to the end. So the last thing, and I think this is pretty key as well, something that helped me this month, and I still keep learning more and more about how to make this better, is just planning and strategizing. And I know we're all trying to do that better. And I feel like everybody gives great input as to how to do that. And I think it's great because we just keep improving, which, as a team, it's awesome. So number one, let's see, I had planned to invite 100 people. So what I did, again, I'm not like an everyday inviter. I made a list of 25 people for my first week that I was going to invite. And all those people were people that I sort of knew. Again, they were kind of on the back burner because I was like, I don't know if I want to invite them yet. I just bit the bullet, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do it this month. So those 25 people, on Friday night the first week, I invited all 25, and I used the same letter, and I'm going to show it to you. There was nothing special. Hold on, because I know I have to screen share. Okay, this was not it. That was my first letter. Okay, so this was my letter right here. It was a specific person. My little thing here. So the reason for my message, I'm asking some family members and friends if they would like to be in one of my fall fitness accountability groups. I know you can all read. I talked a little bit about joining my own challenge. I have a really hard time with condensing my invites. This is like one of the shortest invites that I have written. I talk a little bit about my accountability groups, what they've done, and then on my website, I actually have a whole bunch of testimonies from people who were in challenge groups. So I've never done this before, but I decided this month that I would just post this here. You can check out some of their testimonies here if you'd like. And I posted the link to my webpage on all of their testimonies, only because when I see transformation pictures and testimonies of other people succeeding, like, that grabs my attention. So I thought maybe I'll try that this month. Let me know if you're interested. Well, whatever. And this person's actually, I, again, had never invited before, but she jumped in, and she's in the 21-day fixed challenge group right now, and she is doing awesome. So that's the invitation I pretty much send to everybody. And I did change things up here and there depending on who, I was talking to. The second week, again, these were people that maybe I invited 20 again. I don't think I invited 25. It might have been 15 to 20. And I asked them, like the week before, I knew the group that I was going to invite. And my husband said this sounds a little bit shady, but I shared this with my group last week when I talked to them. I don't know who gave out this advice. I think we had a call where in Facebook, you can sort of group together people. So I have like grouped together a bunch of people who I know would really benefit from doing a challenge or being involved in this. And they may not necessarily be people that I talk to very often. So I put them in a group. And like once a week, I'll go into that group and I will just kind of look through the news feed, because I don't always look through news feed on Facebook because I just don't have time to. This sort of isolates it, and I can go in and just sort of, comment or like posts or things like that, hoping that maybe they will see some of my posts in their news feed if I do that. And then I sort of kind of build that relationship, which for a couple people, it worked. And so when I invite them to a group, it's not like they've never heard from me for, months on end, because I just made a comment or something about how cute their, kid was in the last picture. So I did that the week before while I was inviting all the people that I kind of had been talking to. And I did get some good responses from people. Now I did get no's, of course, or not right now. Which was fine, but I did find some good, and some of them are in challenges right now. So that was one thing. I held the free group, which was great. And then at the end of the free group, what I did was we invited everybody to the challenge. And we didn't get a great response, but I still have a couple people who are hanging on that I'm in conversations with, who, may fall into this month. But that was something else. We had planned the free group again before so that it would end right before we can invite them to the challenge. And what I also have found, and what I like doing, and some of us do it often, is putting like the bigger challenge, the 30-day or the 60-day challenge, towards the end of the month, not necessarily at the end, but towards the end, so that we have a few weeks to invite at the beginning of the month to that challenge. And maybe just having one big one is the answer. I don't know. That's how it happened. That's just how it happened to work last month. And it seemed to work out really well. I also had 2 groups ending last month. And in those groups, we often ask them to, roll into another group or ask some family and friends to join, which I did. And one girl who, she was great in the challenge, she loved it. She invited her mom, her aunt, and her sister to join in. And I've invited her sister actually personally myself, and she told me no. So when her own sister kind of got on her about it, she was like, okay, I'll do it. So 3 of them joined, and I even offered her, you know, the coaching opportunity. If you do this, she was like not interested at all. So, you know, that would have been another great way to gain a new coach, but she just wasn't interested in that. And then I tried to strategize some of my Facebook posts throughout the month, and I took time to really think about those, because some weeks I don't, some months I don't. I just kind of throw things up there, and I don't really have a plan, because sometimes it's like the last thing on my list to do. So I wanted to share really quick. I'm almost done. I'm sorry, Nadine. Just a couple posts that might be helpful for you to see really quick. Oop. Hold on. I think this is the one I want. Hold on one second. I don't know where I can find it. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Okay. Screen share. Okay, can you see this Shakeology thing here? Yes, okay. So a couple things that gained a lot of attention this month that might be helpful to you. I, once every couple of months or every other month, I have ordered through my husband the Shakeology Neapolitan pack to give out samples, because eventually, I mean, you can write that off as a business expense, which I plan on doing. And so I posted that I had samples. If anybody wanted any, let me know. And I've done this before, and sometimes I've gotten no response. And this last month, I got a lot. So a bunch of people, as you can see, were interested. They wanted samples. I put that little thing about how 2 of my neighbors wanted samples, and I talked about how our mailman was interested too, because everybody in the neighborhood is getting it. That made one of my other neighbors want to try it. And so I sent out a bunch of Shakeology samples, and a few, I don't think I put the number down, ordered Shakeology. 2 I know for sure, just Shakeology. And then a couple ordered a challenge pack, because I sort of convinced them to do that as well. I mean, it's only $30 more. You get a workout, you know, the whole spiel. And so they did that. I also like posting transformation pictures, especially of, you know, usually of the workouts we're doing. This happened to be Slim and 6. So I try to do that every week, or a testimonial from a challenger. I only put this post up because it got a lot of likes. And usually when I look at my page, it says like, oh, 30 people saw this, or 100 people saw this. Well, like 2,000 people saw, or somewhere around 2,000 people saw this. It's just of like my 2 boys doing a handshake. It has nothing to do with Beachbody, but it was helpful getting people to my like page. This was quickly just my, I put a post up because Body Pump was on sale. I was interested in it. I asked if anybody else liked it or was interested in it. And a bunch of people who haven't been interested in challenges before commented and told me how much they like Body Pump at their gym. So I wasn't even going to put that up because I don't like selling anything, and I didn't really talk about the price or whatever. I said it was on sale and I was interested. So that was a helpful. And one of my neighbors bought a Les Mis Pump challenge pack after that post. So I thought I would stick that up there just to show you. I did post about our challenge at the end of the month. A couple people liked, but I don't know. I forget how many people saw. I put this up. I hesitated sharing this. I found it interesting. The week of Thanksgiving, whatever it's called, Halloween, I posted about candy and thought it was probably not a good idea, simply because we are Beachbody people and we're not supposed to eat candy. But after I posted this, somebody sent me a message and was thankful that I did, because she said it makes me realize that you're a real person and you eat candy. So I was like, okay, well, even though, you do the things that you're supposed to do. So I thought I would stick that up. And workout pictures are always good. My accountability partner, I had her look at my Facebook page and I asked her what she thought about it, what was missing, whatever. And I am not good with putting pictures up of myself. I don't really like it. And she told me I should probably think about doing it more often. So I did this as well. And I got lots of likes and comments, and it was really nice to hear those nice things. She just said, when I look at your page, I don't see you on it. So, need more pictures of yourself. So that it was a helpful little thing of advice. So I don't know if those things are helpful or not, but I thought I'd share. I think I'm going over my time. I know Nadine has a lot of good things to share too. So I guess I just, in closing, invite, make connections. There's no real answer. Over time, it's just sort of persistence is good. Keep doing the things you're doing every month. Don't give up. If you have a down month, it's okay. Keep making those relationships, and I think you guys will be awesome. So there's my spiel. I'm sorry I talked fast and a lot, and
No, you were great. Thank you, Teri. I take notes always because I always learn from everybody as well. I don't know how much you guys got out of it, but I think some things for me were like the key about asking for referrals, which I think sometimes I leave that part out. And I think that that's awesome that you do that, Teri, within the groups, but also in your newsletter that you send out once a month. And it's not that hard to do. If any of you need help with that, to at least to your current and previous customers, you can get an email list right from your Team Beachbody page and at least do that. But if you also track other emails, because I heard somewhere that that's still the number 1 way that people get information. It's not Facebook, it's still email. So that's so valuable, I think. Yeah, just I'm so glad that you shared some example posts that you've done, because I think that's really helpful for everybody to kind of get an idea of what it is and to take the mystery out of SC. Because I think when you're sitting back seeing somebody else reach a really high SC, or like, that's magic, how is that happening? But just to kind of make it very real, like some of the actual steps that you take and how it actually is hard work, and you have to kind of stay consistent and do those things that you hear people say that you need to do. You actually have to do them and all that. So it's a good reminder, I think, to all of us. So thank you.
sure.
Does anybody have any questions for Teri before we move on to Nadine? No. Okay, awesome. All right, then you're on, girl.
Okay. Thanks, Teri. I thought that was awesome. I took a lot of notes too. So I'm going to talk about compensation and a little bit about SC and volume, and then rank advancement. And I think for me, it's very easy, much easier for me to see it. And it took me a long time into being involved in this business till I saw this actual graphic, and it really helped me to kind of get everything straight in my head. So I wanted to share it with everybody while I'm talking to give you something to look at. So are you able to see that? Okay. Okay, so starting out, hold on, with commissions. This is the different ways that we're compensated. And so the first way is with commissions. And we earn 25% off of all retail sales. If you see this box in the middle, challenge packs, each challenge pack has a set value that's placed with it. So ranging from $40 up to $105 commission. Then there's also a Team Beachbody Club membership, we get 15% off of that. And then the other Team Beachbody membership, we get 50% commission on that one. And so then you can see on the right-hand side, the chart where it shows per month how much you would earn selling 3 Insanity Challenge packs, which you would earn $70 in commissions on that challenge pack. So if you sold 3, you'd make $210 in commission. In month 2, it's showing the Shakeology residual from the first month with the 3 additional Insanity Challenge packs that you would make $307 that month. And then in month 3, you have the residual from month 1 and month 2, the $97.44 plus the $210. So you can see it just kind of continues to add up and add up as people continue with their Shakeology orders. And that's kind of what we're going to talk more about next week, with trying to get people to continue on with their Shakeology, because that's really where a lot of our income is generated from, is getting people to continue with it on a long-term basis. And so then the second way we get income is a team cycle bonus. And this is generally where a lot of some of the confusion comes in. So if you see the little image there where they're showing the little chart with you at the top, and then you have a left leg and a right leg. This is where you sign on coaches underneath you. So you'll eventually add a coach on your left leg and a coach on your right leg. So they will all be earning volume points. So once you sign on a coach, you don't earn commission from their sales, but you do begin to earn volume. And so the volume will continue to build on each leg. And what you want to do is have one leg to be twice as strong as the other leg, so that any time that you hit 200 on one leg, you have a balanced out 100 on the other leg, and that is one cycle. So from there, it shows as an Emerald coach, you earn $14 per cycle, and you can get up to $250 a week as an Emerald coach. That's the cap out on that. And then as a Ruby coach, it's $16, and once you hit Diamond, then from there on up, it's $18 per cycle every week. And so the key there is just to try to balance out those legs and your volume to balance out equally. And what volume is that every item in the store has a volume, PV value assigned to it. Like Shakeology is 90 PV. And so each challenge pack has a PV, and then each workout and all the accessories and equipment, everything has a PV value assigned to it, so that when people order it, all that PV just begins to build up. And then you also earn PV from the people, your coaches under you and the people under them. So it really can begin to start building up quite a bit once you start adding the coaches under you, plus your own customers. And I had another little, it was in a different presentation I wanted to show. I think this is another way of looking at it that kind of makes it a little easier to view it. Let's see. Okay, so it kind of shows it a little bit more clearly, where you see that your own PV would be 50, and then the two coaches, the two blue ones, would be your coaches under you at 50, and then all of the people under them earning their points. And so it kind of goes into this little bank, how it's showing on each side you have a bank. And that continues to build. Like if you don't use it in 1 week, then it will roll over to the next week. And then whatever you earn that next week, it will add to that. So it just continues to add up. I thought this was a little bit easier to figure out by looking at it with all the bubbles with their own individual numbers. That kind of made it a little more clear. Okay, and then back to this one. Okay. Okay, so once you become a ruby and a diamond, then you also begin to earn matching bonuses on your coach's cycle bonuses, so that whenever the coach is under you starts a cycle bonus, then you earn, as a ruby, you earn 5% of their cycle bonuses, as well as diamonds earn 10% of their downlines cycle bonuses. So that's in addition to your own cycle bonus and your own commission. It's just another bonus that gets added on. And then down the road at that number 4, for the star diamond bonus, you begin to earn those once you hit 2 star diamond. And that's a quarterly bonus that you can earn. And then, so as far as the SC points and why it is so important to earn SC, the bare minimum goal is to hit SC5 every month. And there's special prizes and awards that you can get for doing that, and recognition for continuing to have SC every month. And just to clarify what SC is, from your customers who order a home direct order of Shakeology each month, you will get 1 Success Club point if they order just the home direct of Shakeology. Then if they order a challenge pack, then you get 2 Success Club points. So any combination of those sales that can get you to SC5, that will get you to your minimum. And that's just on the first month that they order. If they become a regular Shakeology orderer, you don't continue getting the SC points, you just get it on their initial order. And then, so the same thing if you sign on a coach with an order of Shakeology, you get 1 SC, and then also 2 SC points if you sign a coach and they order a challenge pack at the same time that they sign up. Then this is just another chart showing how your compensation can grow each month when you have people continue on the home direct orders. So if you sell 2 challenge packs and 1 HD in month 1, and you're at $129.99 for your compensation, you see how the residual continues to build each month when people stay on and continue with their orders. So when you hit Success Club 5 every month, most months they have prizes, special prizes that you can earn, shirts and workout equipment, just all kinds of different fun things that you can get. They also have the program that Teri was talking about, where if you hit it your first 3 months as a coach, that you can earn your free ticket to Summit, and that's close to a $300 value. And it was just a very good meeting that we went to this past year. We learned a ton of stuff, so it's a great incentive to try to hit that. They also have a Success Club trip so that each month, however many Success Club points that you earn, those are tallied up throughout the year. And then at the end of the year, each of those Success Club points go towards a value, a certain value that you can have towards the trip. So like next year we're going to Cancun, and your entire trip can be paid for based on how many points you have, and even earn additional spending money while you're there. So that's a really awesome benefit that you can get. And then just plus the whole concept of increasing your increasing your monthly income. When you hit Success Club each month, it's just a guarantee that, your income is going to continue to grow when you have people buying the challenge packs and getting in the challenge groups and loving the products and loving the Shakeology. Then it just builds your business, and then they have people to refer to you and all of that. So the next step from hitting your SC is getting to Emerald. And you don't start earning those cycle bonuses until you hit Emerald. So you have to rank advance to hit your Emerald status before you get the cycle bonuses each month. And the easiest way to do that for most people is just to sign on their spouse or a close family member. And that's how I started. I signed on my husband, and then his cousin was getting started in the first challenge group that I was a part of. And so I had her sign on, and she's still been going this whole 14 months now. So I've had those two were my starting coaches, and that's just the quickest way to get there. And then also once you become Emerald and hit SC5, you can start getting customer leads. And these I love because they're just basically customers that Beachbody will automatically assign to you every month. And so they just will show up in your customer list, and you can contact them and invite them to challenge groups. And sometimes if they've purchased Shakeology, then you will get the commission from them. Or if it's an HD order, you get the SC points too. So it's very beneficial to become Emerald to be able to benefit from those extra things that you get when you rank advance. And when you start signing your coaches, make sure that you talk to your upline coach just to make sure that you have everything set correctly, because you always want to make sure that especially with your first two coaches, that you get one on your right and one on your left, and that you're not putting them both on the same side. So I think that pretty much covered everything for the basics on that. Did I miss anything?
Oh, wait. Need to call coach relations, so I've never gotten any more customer leads. Yeah, definitely call Sarah, because they can probably tell you. The other thing about getting leads is once you hit Emerald, you have to have your your website profile of 70% done, and there's sometimes like a little tiny thing that they'll be able to tell you for sure. Thanks, Nadine. That was great. I know, and I can tell for any of you hearing all that for the first time, it's so confusing, but it really does take sometimes to hear about it more than one time and hear about it again, and all the cycle bonuses and the right leg and left leg and all that. And certainly your personally sponsored coach can absolutely help you walk through that, or we're happy to help you as well as you go, because it's confusing, but it's something that you can absolutely learn and understand as you go. And It's so worth it. I mean, I know there's a couple of us on here that are Emerald or higher, and it's so worth it to get to that status because those free leads are, they're truly like free money in your pocket. I mean, it's worth getting to Emerald for that alone. So it's basically like anybody that has watched an infomercial and that buys a product, Beachbody assigns them to a coach because they don't sign up with a coach. So why not have it be you? And then there's different kinds of leads, which we'll talk about in Coach Basics as we go forward. But some you just get the name somebody who signed up for a free membership, but sometimes you get the commission, and then other times they'll send you free, like the people that have ordered Shakeology HD and stuff like that. And then eventually when you get to Diamond, you actually get coach leads as well. Somebody that has signed on as a coach that didn't sign up with a coach above them. So they really do try and give back to the coaches, and they really try and make it a very coach friendly business, which is awesome for us. And then the other thing I just wanted to add, Nadine, was the, I don't know if it's worth trying to get into it, but so all of you on our team will have, because we have it built this way, we'll have a strong leg and a weak leg already being built for you. So it's worth talking about that further as you get, if any of you are just starting to add coaches or you're brand new, we'll talk more about it. But it's worth kind of understanding that, because when you are placed under your coach is also placing people on that leg as well. And that's how you have one leg that ends up being stronger than the other. I don't know if you remember when Nadine said getting 200 volume and 100 volume and all that. But so anyway, so that's why we really are a team here, because we're all kind of helping each other grow businesses and build volume together and all that kind of stuff. So, so again, it's a lot of information, but it's worth at least starting to try and understand it, because the more you'll hear about it and the more you read about it and all that, the more it'll sink in for you. I see one more here today. To club membership. Oh yeah, that's true, Jen. Okay, so anybody have questions for Nadine about that? That was a lot of great information, but really important stuff too. Anybody have questions? No. Okay, cool. Thanks, Nadine. That was great. I love the visuals, because it really, for me, I really need to see it all mapped out. Okay, so let's wrap up for tonight. We're right at 10 o'clock here. So I was just kind of brainstorming today, and some of the other coaches, Nadine and Teri, and we were trying to think through, it seems like there are some common things coming up on our team, one being Facebook like pages. And so I was thinking, I think you guys all saw my post in there today. I was thinking that maybe if we could just have a group where we talk about some of the reasons why it could be a great strategy to have a like page, and then I'm no expert on it, but I can certainly at least try and help talk about things that have kind of worked for me or that I've come across that I find helpful, and then have everybody else kind of do the same, like what have you heard? Because Facebook changes its policies and procedures all the time. It can get really frustrating, but if you think of it kind of like a game, which is what I'm trying to do, then I'm just like trying to play the game. Okay, let's see what's working now. So like sometimes we hear from somewhere that like if you post a picture, then you'll get a ton more interaction, or if you don't post a picture, then you'll get more interaction, or if you post it right now, videos are getting a lot of interaction. So if you post a video, you might get more and whatever. But there are some great reasons why having a like page can be very valuable. One being that you can do ads on those, so you can pay a little bit of money to get your posts in front of other people's faces and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I thought if we just opened a group this month that could talk about that, it could really help set us up for January, when people are gonna, it's just inevitable that people start wanting to work out in January with New Year's resolutions and all that. So if we start talking about it now and start building up people's like pages now, then by January, then everybody can kind of have laid a nice strong foundation, having people liking their page, and they'll see more posts and all that kind of stuff. So that was one idea. And then the other idea was that it seems like for some people, Coach Basics, as we've done it so far, isn't quite enough maybe, or maybe some people have gone through it and then other things have happened and life happens and all that kind of stuff. And maybe they want to kind of get back to that, get back to the basics, and get back to just SC and how to start this business and how to not feel so overwhelmed. And I just thought maybe we could do like a Coach Basics too for people in that situation, because I don't want people to fall off when we can maybe help refocus. And again, especially now, I mean, I truly believe that now's the time to build a strong foundation for January, because any of us that went through that, even though we were all very new last January, I think all of us saw a nice bump of customers and income and all that kind of stuff come January, because Beachbody rolls out new programs and everybody's kind of getting into it and getting back to exercising post holidays and all that. So look for more information about those groups. And if you have any suggestions for things that you'd like to see, I certainly am open to all those things and would love to hear your feedback and would love to hear suggestions and all that kind of stuff. Or if you have ideas that you would like to share, that things that have worked for you, that's amazing, because we're all truly still learning and trying to navigate our way through all this. So do any of you have questions or thoughts about any of that stuff? That would be great. I'm glad. And let's see, did you download those documents from Beachbody site? Yes. If you, Nadine, if you and Teri don't mind posting in the group the documents you shared, if you don't mind, Teri, your invites maybe would be awesome. I think you've posted one, but maybe the other one that you put on there, because I know I was trying to read it quickly. But and then Nadine, if you can share those things, it's definitely worth looking at them more than once. The way that volume works and the stuff. So okay, great. Well, are there any last comments or thoughts for tonight? Nicole, how are you doing, by the way? It's nice to see your face. Nicole's moving very soon, relocating. Are you doing all right?
Yeah, less than 3 weeks.
What'd you say?
Yeah, we're moving in less than 3 weeks. So
oh my gosh. That's
crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So.
Hi, Nicole.
Crazy time. A little overwhelmed.
Yeah.
A lot overwhelmed.
Aw.
But it's coming together.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. Nicole's husband got relocated to Minnesota in the middle of winter. Why not?
Go to Minnesota the week of Thanksgiving.
Right.
Oh no.
We're gonna be eating like turkey from a restaurant on like paper plates because my furniture gets delivered either like the Tuesday or Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So it's gonna be good times.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You, every time I talk to you, you're like, yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Hey, you have to roll with it. It was, like I said, something we never ever expected to do, and that's what life handed us. So it is what it is. New adventures.
That's a great way to look at it. Oh my goodness.
Aw.
All right. Well, thanks for getting on, everybody. It's good to see you. And again, post questions and all that. I know that was a lot of information, but we are happy to help however we can or point you in the right direction if we can. And all right. We'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.